Hey everyone, this is Mr. Edelman. Hope you are all safe. I am going to start today doing a lesson that we actually did on Wednesday, but we didn't do it enough because we reviewed area by boxing in and the shoelace method. And today, what we are going to do is we're going to find the centroid algebraically. So on the same sheet we had from the other day in class, or you could download it again from my website, we're going to make A 09, B 83, and C 1 negative 3. Okay? I'm going to plot the points on my graph. You all know how to do that. I'm going to do that now, and then I'm going to show it to you in a second. A is 09. B is 83. And C is 1, negative 3. Okay, now I'm going to put the phone down and I'm going to graph the triangle, and I'll pick it up in a second. Okay, this is what the triangle looks like. Now, we're trying to find the centroid. As you recall, the centroid is where the medians meet. Where the medians meet. And a median is a segment drawn from the vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side. Okay, so that's what we have right now. We have the picture of the triangle. We know what a median is. We know what the centroid is, where the medians meet. And I'm going to go about doing it algebraically. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to find the midpoint of AB. The midpoint of AB. We know the midpoint is the average of the x's, the average of the y's. So it's going to be 0 plus 8 over 2 and 9 plus 3 over 2, which gives us 4, 6. And I'm going to call that M. And as I'm doing it here, you could be doing this on your own paper, of course. We didn't do this one in class. We just did number 2. Next, I'm going to find the slope of CM. M is, again, is the midpoint of BC. Excuse me. M is the midpoint of AB, and it's at 0.46. So up here, this is M. We're going to find the equation of that median and another median, and then we're going to use substitution to solve for x and then to solve for y. So the slope of CM is, we do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I'm going to do 6 minus negative 3 over 4 minus 1. And that gives you 9 over 3, which is equal to 3. I'm going to find the equation of CM using point slope. And I'll remind you that's y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So it becomes y minus 6 equals 3 times x minus 4. I could have used point C or point M to do that with point slope. Now I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to find the equation of the median to AE. It could be any ones. I'm choosing this one because this is more challenging. Sometimes if you pick another one, it actually becomes easier. But if you see the harder one, you'll be able to do the easier one. So I'm going to do the midpoint of BC, which is 8 plus 1 over 2, and 3 plus negative 3 over 2, which gives us 4.5, comma, 0. Okay, 4.5, comma, 0. I'm going to find the slope. I'm going to call that point, E. I'm going to plot it, 4.5, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4.50 is here. And I'm going to find the equation of that line. First, I need the slope of BC. Excuse me, not the slope of BC, the slope of A to the midpoint of BC, which I called E. So the slope of AE. The slope of AE, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, 0 minus 9 over 4.5 minus 0 is negative 9 over 4.5, which is negative 2. The equation of AE once you're using point slope again, is y minus 9 equals negative 2 times x minus 0. Y minus 9 equals negative 2x. Y equals negative 2x plus 9. Okay. So now I'm going to use the two different equations. I'm going to convert this one into y equals mx plus b as well, and it ends up being y equals 3x minus 6. So I have y equals 3x minus 6, and y equals negative 2x plus 9. So over here, I'm going to do 3x minus 6 equals 2x, 3x minus 6 equals negative 2x plus 9. I get 5x equals 15, x equals 3. Now that I have x equals 3, I have to plug it into either one of those to find out what y is. So I'll use y equals 3x minus 6. Y equals 3 times 3 minus 6. Y equals 3. So the answer to the system of equations, well, here is 3, 3, which is also the centroid of the graph of the triangle. I'm going to connect the two medians that I have. I'll show you in a second. And as you can see, they actually go through 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. They meet at the point 3, 3. That is the centroid. And that is how you do algebraically finding the centroid. Okay, we did one on Friday. Some of you were out. So now that's how you do it. On the next page, we did number 2 in class. That's actually up in my notes. You're going to do number 2 right there in this spot. You're going to do number 2 as a construction to get the same answer. So you're going to have a construction here. And number 3, you're going to do for homework number 3 algebraically, okay? So we did in class on Friday, you saw one done. And now I just did another one for you. And now you're going to do number 3. And when you do number 3, one of the midpoints might end up having some decimals. That's okay, 0.5s or whatever. But the answer is integers. The coordinates are both integers. And then for the last part, now I'm going to go back to show you. We discussed this in class, but I'm just going to remind you. If you took the average of the x's, 0 plus 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And if you did 9 plus 3 plus negative 3, you end up with 9. And 9 divided by 3 is 3. So the trick to finding the centroid is just to take the average of the x's and the average of the y's. Okay, so you were asked to do these as homework, which you are to do as well. So you have to do, and you're going to hand this in on Wednesday night by 12 o'clock. You're going to email this to me, and you're going to have the construction done here. You're going to have this one done right here, number 3, and you're going to have these done just by the trick. Once again, homework is always based on trying, not about whether it's right or wrong, but by making a full attempt at doing the problem. I hope that you are all safe, and we are going to get through this, and we're going to learn together. And you have my email, medelman@roslynschools.org. And I hope all is well. This was the first video. Hopefully they will get better. Until tomorrow, have a good night. Oh, and then the next day, by the way, I'm going to put up the answer key. So it's due at 12 o'clock. The next day, I will put the answer key online. And then we'll have the new video online in the morning, the next morning. Okay, once again, I'm signing off. Have a good day.